Good afternoon, grade 9. Welcome to this revision lesson. It's a Friday, and it's the last Friday before our assessments. And I hope that you've been benefiting a lot from the lessons that we've been having, because we are trying to prepare you for your assessments. Let's go. Okay. We are looking at communication skills. We've been doing communication skills that are in your term 1 and also in your term 2. What I notice all the time when looking at your curriculum from grade 7 to 9 is that there's a lot of similarity between in the content that you learn. Okay. This one, first angle orthographic projection, is unique to grade 9. Okay, it's what you must learn in grade 9 and you haven't learned in earlier classes. But I know that in grade 7, you did a little bit of orthographic projection, although we didn't call it orthographic projection. We just call it two-dimensional drawing. So it's very important that you acquaint yourself to the skills of drawing. When you are sitting and idling, don't play a lot with your phone. Take a piece of paper and draw. You can draw the things you see on TV, things you see in your environment. Try as much as possible to improve your drawing skills. Drawing is very exciting, and I know some of you love it. So this is the part of drawing that you only grade 9s do, and you did it right at the beginning of the year. The first topic on your syllabus is first angle orthographic projection. So this is the symbol. I'm just recapping from yesterday. This is the symbol that you use for first angle orthographic projection. I have seen when marking for my learners that when you ask them to draw a 3D object on this grid paper, they want to reproduce it in 3D on this paper. You don't do that. You draw 2D. Okay, you draw what you see from the perspectives that you see it from the top view. It comes here. This is the top view. Then the front view, what you see it's 2D. It doesn't show us the other sides. Okay, you only draw what you see on your side. All right. I was just recapping what I did with you yesterday, because we did do this yesterday. And remember, I said you draw the top view and the front view. And from that, you project the side view. How do you project the side view? You use this diagonal line there on your bottom right. And you use this one, this diagonal line, to extend construction lines, well aligned. Construction lines, they come to this projection line, okay? And then you project it up, okay? That's what will give you the side view. That's what will give you the side view. So your teacher, when your teacher is marking, they will see if you did your projections correctly. You can get it wrong when you, let me tell you where this thing catches you most of the time. You see, to have a perfect alignment, you must leave enough equal space. You must leave equal space on either side of the axis, right? So on this vertical axis, you have left how many squares? 1, 2, 3. The same 1, 2, 3 this side. Okay. so that when you are drawing top view, you only start it here. Even when you are drawing your front view, okay, you only start it after the 3 blocks. You see, you have 1, 2, 3 blocks. Then you start drawing your line even on the side, 1, 2, 3 blocks. So why do we do this? I know one of my learners once complained that, but ma'am, the front view looks like it's floating. Because when I'm in, I really make you fold the paper so that you can put your object, so that it rests on your planes. They say, why do we leave this? Why do we leave this? I'm sorry, I got lost. Why do we leave these 3 blocks here? Because it looks like the front view and the side view are floating. All right, that is true. It does look like they are floating, but why do we leave this? We leave this for proper projection. Because if you miss the point somewhere, if you are going to leave 3 blocks for the top view and leave 2 or 5 blocks for the front view, so your sides are not aligned. By the time you want to project the side view, it will be the wrong size. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It will be the wrong size. Can you imagine if the top view didn't leave these 3 blocks here? Then where would you start projecting the side view? Maybe if you made a mistake, you didn't leave anything. So your top view starting on this horizontal line, you know what would happen? When you are trying to project your side view, it would also start there. It would also start there. And then your assessor would see that you didn't follow instruction. It is not the correct projection. So even if you are doing it on plain paper, you have to measure 1 centimeter away from the lines on each side. Then you know, you draw a construction line. Then you know that I'm going to start my views, the top view, on this line. Okay? Please remember that, because it's easy now, it's on the grid, but you also do it with your instruments. Yeah? Right. That's how you get it right. So this is the combined staircase and ramp that you did yesterday. Right? And the same applies. If you can look on the side, you can see the ramp and the staircase. Here, you can see the steps. There are the steps. There are the steps. And there is the ramp. You see it in your side view. Okay? This one is a little bit complex. Remember, in grade 9, you are expected to do more complex drawings in Nosipo. You want to know if we are okay, Nosipo. Yeah. You will be expected to know this for your assessment. Let me just tell you, you will find this in your assessment. You will find orthographic drawing in your assessment. I cannot leave it out because it's unique to grade 9. You have to know everything about orthography. The dimensioning, correct dimensioning. You see, where do we write the measurements? Correct dimensioning, correct dimensioning, correct dimensioning. You must know this. You must learn it. Okay. And then I want you to familiarize yourself with converting 3D to 2D. Okay. Here is the instruction. Study the drawings below. For each of the drawings, fill in the missing view. Which view is missing? And then there's the answer. You draw this on a square grid. Right? You draw this on a square grid. Then we have taken portions of the square grid for your answers. Okay, so this is the view that is missing. This is the view that is missing. Who can tell me which is this one? This is, okay, B is the top view. A is the front view. Okay, so which one is this? Is it the top or the front? Top or plan? Oh, I love that. Top or plan. Okay, so this is the top view. The top view is drawn. So what is missing? What is missing is the front. So this is what you see in the front. You see this. So you only draw what you see. You see this part, this part. So this is the answer. This is your top view. What is missing is your front view. Where do you draw your front view? You draw it here, above the top view. Okay. All right. Here you have your top view and your front view. So your top view looks like this. Your top view looks like this. And your front view will look like this. Okay? You see how you change 3D drawing to 2D drawing. Okay? It's very simple. And also, look at the alignment. You see you have your vertical line like this, and you have one block. My network went away. Now, we have this 3D image, this 3D image. And what we have here, what view is this? Who can tell me? Of this 3D image. Hello? Grade 9. No. Let me give you a clue. Between the top view and the front view, which view is this? Which view is this that is drawn up here? Is it the top or the front? It's not the side. No, Sipho, you're right. It's the front view. It's the front view. Now, let's come to this one that we have drawn here. It is the one that was missing. Is it the top or the front, this one? It is the top view. Very good, Tando, Nosipo. It's very good. It is the top view, this one, that we have to draw. It was missing. This one is the front view. Okay, normally we draw the top view, then above it we draw the front view. So this is B. Okay, oh, this is A, and the answer is B. Okay. Find the missing view. Which view is this one? Is it the top view or the front view? Which view is this one? It is the front. Good. So the answer is the top view. So what is drawn here is the front view. Okay. Kai, you are correct. Then the answer, the question is, which one is missing? So the one that is missing here is the top view. So this is the top view. Because when you are on top, you only see this and that line. So this is the top view. I think now we are getting better with orthographic drawing now. Okay. A is the top, the front view, and B is the top view. Now, draw three views in first angle orthographic projection. Okay. Now, please tell me, is this oblique or isometric? Are these drawings oblique or isometric? Grade 9? Why do you say they are oblique, Nosipo? How do you identify an oblique drawing? How do you identify an oblique drawing? Grade 9? You identify an oblique drawing when the one face is facing the viewer. You're correct, Kwezi. When one face is facing the viewer of the object, then we know that it is oblique. Now, my question, are these drawings, in these drawings, is a whole face facing the viewer? Yes. Okay. We know that an object is oblique, is drawn in oblique projection when one face is facing the viewer and the other lines are slanting at an angle of 45 degrees, but one side is not skew, it's facing the viewer straight. Then we know that this is oblique. Now my question is, are these drawings oblique? They are not oblique. So, Nosip, if we say these drawings are not oblique, what drawing is this? What type of drawings? What type of drawing is this? It's not oblique because we don't have one face facing the reader. What type of drawing is this? It's isometric, Kwezi. It's isometric. Good. Now, you know that it's isometric. How do you identify an isometric drawing? Now we know how you identify an oblique drawing. How do you identify an isometric drawing? Look at this vertical edge, this vertical line. You see these vertical lines, they are facing the reader. So isometric drawings are not facing the reader by one dimension, but it is facing the reader by an edge. So that's how you identify your isometric drawing. You see this vertical basic line. It is the basic line of isometric drawings. Because when you start your isometric drawing, you start with a horizontal line, then you put your ruler up there, then you draw this vertical line. So when you look at an isometric drawing, the first thing you see is this vertical line, which makes an edge that is facing the reader of the drawing. This one, it is facing the reader of the drawing. That's how you know that this is isometric. And another feature of isometric drawings is that the slanting line, you know, if you can look at the grids are not the same. Where's my cursor? The grids are not the same. This grid has lines going this way. It is not like a square grid. And in this grid, you can see the vertical lines. The vertical lines there that are going from corner to corner of the squares in the grid. They show us that this is an isometric drawing. If I can take you back and show you the lines of the square grid. The lines of the square grid. You see, the lines of the square grid are straight. They are straight. You know, you can draw your oblique drawing here. And your slanting lines will be going from corner to corner like at an angle of 45 degrees. But this image here, this drawing, it is drawn on an isometric grid. Why? Because the lines are slanting at an angle of 30 degrees. You see the difference between this grid and that one? This is a square grid. This is an isometric grid. So even before you see the drawing itself, if it's on the grid, you can look at the grid and see that this is an isometric drawing. When you are asked, what type of drawing is this? And it is on a grid, look at the grid, you'll see, oh, this is an isometric grid. So the drawing is an isometric drawing. Can you see the difference? Do you understand the difference between these two grids and the difference between the two drawings? For the past 2 lessons, I brought in the isometric staircase and the oblique staircase, just to remind you, just that today I didn't bring it. I wanted to see if you understand it. Okay, don't forget that. You must know, by grade 9, you must know isometric, you must be able to draw oblique, and you must be able to draw isometric, and you must know how to draw it on the grid and how to draw it on plain paper. And I said, when you draw on plain paper, don't use the exercise book paper, the faint and margin paper, don't use that. Use the plain photocopying paper. That is what you can use for drawing, okay? So that's the difference. Now, when you look at these, the views are not oblique, they are isometric. Because number 1, we see the isometric grid on which they are drawn. 2, images themselves, they show us the edge caused by the vertical line. This vertical line that's always facing the reader in the isometric drawings. Okay. So these drawings are isometric. So when we have to draw our orthographic projection, we can be given an oblique object to draw 2-dimensional, or an isometric object to draw 2-dimensionally. So this time we were given what? Isometric objects to draw in 2 dimension. Let us see. Right. 1.1. This is 1.1. Okay, let us go to 1.1 and see what it looks like in isometric. 1.1, here is 1.1. Okay. This is the top view. Top view. So in 1.1 on the top, you'll be seeing this and that. Front view, you'll be seeing this and that. Front view. Left view, you'll be seeing this and that. Okay, so you draw what you see. These are more complex objects, okay, because there's a corner somewhere and it is chipped off somewhere. It is chipped off here. So this curve, it gives you a line between this rectangle and that small one. This edge gives us that line. Then, and we have that line and we have this rectangle. Let's see the front view, the top view, and the left view. So here we go. Here we go. Okay. Right. Then let's look at 1.2. 1.2. That's 1.2. This is the front view, the left view, the top view. Okay, what do we see? On top, we see this and that and that. Okay, on the left, we see this and that and that. In the front, we see this. Okay, let's see. This is 1.2. This is 1.2. Okay, this is the top view, front view, left view for 1.2. Let's see 1.3. This is the front, the top, and the side. You see the side, you see a little bit like the a T. Okay, that's what we see. On top, we see this part, and that part. Okay, let's see 1.3. There are the T's that we see. So this is the, let's make cursor. This is the top view, front view, left side view or side view. Okay. I need you to practice this. Okay, I need you to practice this a lot because they are a little bit more complex than the ones we've been doing before. So if you try and practice them and you also add correct dimensioning, remember, if you are asked to do dimensioning, if maybe you are using the grid, you are asked to do dimensioning, you are going to do your dimensioning like this. Use the dimensioning arrows. Use the dimensioning arrows correctly. Use the dimensioning lines. These dimensioning lines are showing us where the measurement starts and where it ends. It starts here and it ends here. So you draw it like this, and then you write the correct dimensions. Even here, because there's a line in between, you add another dimension line there. Okay, to say from this line to that line, another dimension a line, then you do your arrow. The arrow is you do it with your ruler, and it has sharp arrows. Okay, it has sharp arrows, and you write the measurements. You don't write the units of the measurements. If you are asked to do the scale, I have taught you scaling. I have taught you scaling, to use your scale. Remember in our previous lessons, we did a scale 1:1 up to 1:10. Okay, so the 1:10 is the smallest. Remember, 1:1 is the exact size of that object that you are drawing. So you need to use a scale where it is required. In other words, when you do your assessments, you must just read the instructions carefully. See what the examiner is asking for and try by all means to reflect that in your drawing. Okay. Any questions? Now, please take your time and go and practice. There is no other way that you can learn drawing skills except for practicing yourself, especially now during lockdown. If you need any assistance, come back to the lesson and tell us that you were trying to do these lessons and you got stuck somewhere. All the best. Thank you very much, grade 9.